You're listening to the HNC Let's Talk podcast, hosted by Dexter Brooks. Thanks for tuning in to HNC Let's Talk podcast. We partner with subject matter experts to provide candid conversations on health and lifestyle. Here at HNC Let's Talk podcast, mental, physical, spiritual, financial, and health are all connected. This episode of HNC Let's Talk podcast is sponsored by HealthNet Co. Together, we make insurance simple.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dexter Brooks, and I am your host at HNC Let's Talk podcast. Before we begin, I want to say thank you to all the frontline workers in the medical field. It has been a long week, and we are learning more and more about coronavirus, COVID-19. So today we're going to talk about the recent information on the autopsies that were performed on some of the deceased in China and what was found. Information is pretty stunning, pretty shocking. I sort of feel like personally that we as Americans were misled for about a few months regarding this, and I think we should have taken action sooner than we did. So with that being said, researchers have performed autopsies on decreased corona patients and have now finally revealed their breakthrough insights into the mysterious virus. Scientists in China have spoken out after carrying out autopsies on 12 bodies that died from the coronavirus outbreak. Conducting autopsies on COVID-19 victims is considered very dangerous. And this is why I truly thank our frontline people within healthcare. Given its capacity to be airborne, according to leading professor from the Tongji Medical College team in Beijing, they found a large amount of mucus in the lungs. Mr. Tongji told Bloomberg the secretions were very sticky. It attaches to the lungs like paste. The mucus was in the deep-seated airway. Now think about that. That's thinking about someone who is basically suffocating. And my heart goes out to the families and all the ones who are fighting their lives today. Mr. Bloomberg said, if we don't give targeted treatment, it may be counterproductive. He continued to say that there was something else that refilled in the lungs. When I read that, I was floored. He said, you must know what the pathological change is and give targeted treatment. Otherwise, it would be useless, like delivering oxygen through a blocked path. The professor also explained that autopsies remain a dangerous procedure. Besides, Chinese researchers have discovered 2 subtypes of the novel coronavirus with different virulence. The researchers have examined 103 coronavirus specimens and discovered that it underwent 149 mutations and evolved into 2 subtypes. They labeled the subtype as S and L type. These subtypes were discovered in 101 specimens, and 70% of those were L type, with 30% were S type. The L type is more virulent. The S type coronavirus resembles more the virus found in bats. The researchers believe that the S type is an old version of the coronavirus. Now, during the early days of the outbreak in Wuhan, the L type was widespread, but after the first week, its incidence reduced. Now, we got these sources from Express CO in UK, as well as Texas, which is another newspaper. But I wanted to share that with my guest today because we sort of looked at this in the beginning as if that, because we was being misled or, say it like it is, misled. It was downplayed, that it wasn't serious. This is extremely serious. And I say that because if you read this, you hear me speaking about it today, and if you focus in on one of the main paragraphs or the main topics that I spoke about, otherwise, it will be useless like delivering oxygen through a blocked path. That's how thick the mucus is. So I ask everyone today to say a prayer. I also ask everyone to do your part. We're all in this together. Take the moment in time to reach out to those that are elderly and sick. Check on them, make sure they're cared for, and let's all defeat this as soon as possible. I want to thank all my listeners all over the world for your support. I'm Dexter Brooks, HNC Let's Talk Podcast, and have a great night.